it's pretty a numb feeling to actually have 14 women, and each character is very different. Each character brings their own, and off screen we all support each other. It's a very numb feeling, and it's a great feeling, especially to have women of different ethnicities, different backgrounds, supporting each other and during and off camera.
Kirk in space. It feels good, although I got to tell you that from my perspective as an actor, I don't think of them as being that different. I mean, my job is to think about what my character's thinking about and to live the world through his perspective. And I don't think a whole lot about whether I'm in outer space or whether I'm in Stars Hollow. My job is to tell the story.
Part though, as of this series, he's officially become the best part. He wasn't always the best part. I've had other good parts, but now that we can flesh him out over 3 seasons, now I'm way more interested in him as a character. So it's been great.
You know, I think that the key takeaway thing is that women need to be empowered. You know, women need to know that they are smart and they can compete in science, technical, science, literal science, and they need encouragement. You know, this is just fairly new in changing all of this, and if I could contribute to that in the smallest way, then that's major to me.
I love Iris. I've loved her since the day I got cast, and I've always wanted more for her. I think fans have wanted more for her. She's so iconic in the comic books. I think it's only right for fans to see her done justice, and so I'm happy that it finally came around, season 3. I hope that there's so much more to uncover too. So I was really grateful. I mean, as an actress, when you get to show up at work and you've got meaty stuff to do, you're obviously a little more excited to go to work. So season 3 was a good year. You know, it was exhausting. There's a lot of emotional, heavy material, but it was good.
It has been in the works for a long time, and the beauty of it is that I had investors and producers who said, look, don't make it fast, make it great. Now, one would think, can't you make a great movie in less than 13 years? Yes, but timing is everything.
It's definitely scary if you kind of get into it. But sometimes when I'm watching, I'll be like, oh, cool, I know what happens behind that wall. And then sometimes, actually one time I got to be a Strigoi in a dream scene. So it was really cool to kind of to be what I'm being scared against.
Growing up, you only see certain types of roles for women, and I love her. She's not defined by a romantic relationship. She's in her own lane. She's not self-conscious. She's very confident about who she is. She's a woman of faith, but she's also a woman of science. She speaks French. She speaks English. She speaks Spanish. She speaks Klingon. She wears tight jeans, but she also, won the the Rubik's Cube championship in high school. She does cannonballs into pool and videotapes them in slow motion. She loves music. I mean, she's literally like a jack of all trades. And what I love about her most is that she's not judgmental. She doesn't judge people, even the devil. She thinks he's just a method actor. He's out of work.
To go to work every day and laugh. And it's, hopefully to share that with an audience to make them laugh. I've done a lot of directing and I've done a lot of episodic crime dramas. And boy, after about 2, 3, or 4 weeks of doing those, and you're just like, more blood, they're so violent, and it's just so, sometimes it gets very depressing and it's difficult. But when I worked on Heart of Dixie for 4 years over at the CW and with Rachel Bilson, and we just had so much fun, and you get spoiled by doing comedy because it just sort of improves your outlook on life.
Well, I think what we did on Teen Wolf and what I'm incredibly proud of is the way we treated people who were seen as different and maybe felt different or felt like they didn't fit in, and we normalized it. And I think that's incredibly cool. What we did, in the LGBT community is that we took it and kind of went, hey man, it's no big deal. They're people.
Well, okay, because it really raises a lot of very serious questions about man's place in the universe and man's place in the world and man's relationship to God. You know, for example, who came first, man or God? You know, that's a question that we certainly raise in this movie. And you know, why are we here? And what do we owe each other? You know, these are some very, very big questions that are raised in these Man from Earth movies.
When I first started attending the Academy's meetings back in like the 80s, it was literally like this. It was like the Diary of Anne Frank. It was for geeks. It was like the hideaway. It was like a secret society where you could get away from persecution. Right now, it's the coolest thing. I mean, it's like
geeks are cool.
The zeitgeist is us now. We used to get beaten up. Now we're ruling the world.